video games to real-life interactivity, escape room entertainment is a great way for people to have fun while using their brains. Groups will be placed in a carefully designed scenario like this missing Marilyn room, using only the elements in the room to help them escape. It's a phenomenon that has recently gained popularity worldwide, including right here in Saskatoon, which now has 5 escape room locations. On today's show, we're coming to you from one of the original Saskatoon escape rooms, Deadlock Escape on Hanselman Court. But before the games can begin, here's a look at what else is coming up. They've got spirits in their heads and they won't go. Find out what breakthrough Canadian band we caught up with before their big Saskatoon show. And we're coming to you from inside a jail cell with no way out. We are inside the missing Marilyn room, one of the first rooms here at Deadlock Escape. Adrian, what is this room all about?
Well, basically you have to enter a serial killer's house and search for your missing friend. You've got an hour to solve the puzzles, figure out the mystery of the room, and try and escape with your life. All
right, well, while we try to discover who is killing all of these Marilyn Monroe lookalikes, let's throw it over to our first story, where U of S veterinary researchers have also discovered something pretty cool when it comes to the birth of bison.
Considering the obstacles they have had to overcome as a species, being hunted to near extinction, brutal winters, and disease, in some ways it's incredible to just see this many wood bison in one place. But the newest additions to this herd elevate the experience to a near miracle.
Wood bison are an emblematic species to Canada. They're indigenous to Canada, unique to Canada, and they're threatened. And their population hasn't been coming back very well. And so we, as reproductive technology biologists, thought, well, maybe we have a solution to this.
Dr. Greg Adams and his colleagues at this University of Saskatchewan Hoofstock Research Facility have overseen a lengthy project that saw 3 baby wood bison born as a result of in vitro fertilization for the first time in the world. Part of the challenge was just learning about the species' reproductive patterns.
We didn't know what their estrus cycle was. We didn't know when they came into heat, when they ovulated. And it turns out, after learning a lot about their basic physiology, that these bison in Canadian latitudes are very, very distinctly seasonal.
For the first time in our lab, we got the first blastocyst, which is the advanced embryo stage, in 2012, and that was so excited for us because we said, okay, we can do this.
The project came to fruition earlier this month when Hope, Storm, and Moon were born. And then just a couple of weeks ago, there was another new addition, as a calf created from an embryo frozen in 2012, appropriately named Fridge, came along. The ability to freeze embryos successfully means they can be sent around the world to assist both conservation and livestock efforts.
This is the beauty of cryopreservation, that you freeze the cells, embryos, oocytes, or the semen in the liquid nitrogen where they can stay for a longer period of time. So we used that embryo for transfer last year, and now the baby is on the ground.
All methods of repopulating are exciting for the researchers, as this particular breed's numbers once dwindled to as low as 200 in the world. While their numbers in the wild are on the rise, disease is still a big problem, but one that can be eliminated in the in vitro embryos. Adams is working on a grant that would introduce a significant number of healthy animals into a group of wood bison in the boreal forest.
I put that we can produce 200 babies in the next 3 years from embryo transfer, and probably 500 from artificial insemination. I think we have the tools to do that.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Simon Hyatt.
It's a game against the clock. Imagine being locked in a room with no visible way to get out, and the clock is ticking. But owner of Deadlock Escape, Adrian Wendling here, says or promises me there is a way to get out of your escape room, and we're going to be trying that out later in the show. But first, Adrian, I want to talk about Deadlock. It's one of the original escape room locations here in Saskatoon. You opened it up in 2015. Why did you see that need? Why did you want to open up a location like this?
Well, the first thing that happened is I started playing some games in Edmonton, and then we went to Vegas and of course played a couple there and just got addicted. I mean, the rush that you feel when you escape with just like a minute left is like there's no other feeling in the world. So yeah, I just thought, you know, Saskatoon needs something like this, something exciting, fresh, fun. And a year later, we're still going strong. It's huge, the response that we've had, and they just love these rooms. Everybody has the same expression when they come in here, and they don't know what to expect. They all kind of walk like this. They're like, what are we doing? And then when they come out of the rooms, they're like, yeah, and they're high-fiving each other, and it's so like, as a team build, I don't see anything else that comes even close to when you're really interacting with your friends and your peers, and you actually solve a common goal. Yeah, it's great for team building.
Exactly. There is a lot of problem solving that goes into some of these rooms, some more simplistic than others, but the problem solving is what trips people up. I know from my experience doing escape games, I thought I was intelligent, but then when I tried these escape games, whoo, they went right over my head. So I think that's kind of the cool aspect. You know, as smart as you may be, you might not be able to get out of one of these rooms. Is that true?
It's true. I've played some games where unfortunately, they weren't built very well, and they're really hard to solve, and some of the people don't give you the amount of clues, and so you just get stuck and you're sitting there for an hour going, well, I guess we're just not smart enough. But at Deadlock, we like to promote constant advancement in the rooms. So if somebody's stuck for too long, we'll give them a little nudge in the right direction. We'll never tell you the answer directly, but we don't want you to be sitting on one puzzle for an hour, wasting your time and money. We like to see people escape.
We like to see people escape. That is the point. Of course, you have a lot of fun doing it. I know you can actually watch them as they're in the room. To me, that's kind of cool because I can only imagine what they're like. Are there any memories that kind of stand out to you?
We've seen so many crazy things inside the rooms already.
Oh no.
Actually, the first week that we were opened, I almost regretted my decision to do this because we had a family come in, and just a normal, typical family, and they go into the room. And about 20 minutes in, they just start yelling at each other. And I had to run over to the video. I'm like, what's going on? And they kept yelling and screaming at each other. I thought it was going to come to fists. They were fighting over some puzzles. So we were like, are we going to shut this down, or are we going to let them keep going? Eventually, they all came out like the Waltons. They solved the puzzles, they escaped with 2 minutes left, and they were hugging outside at the end of the room. So bringing families together, that's what we do.
I love it. All right, well, I can't wait to try it out. We're going to be exploring some of the rooms here at Deadlock Escape, and Adrian's going to help us out a little bit. Not too much, and we won't give away too many clues so you can come enjoy it yourself. Thanks so much, Adrian.
Thank you.
It's where you live. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Later on Go, the Saskatoon Blades welcome new additions to their hockey family. And we continue the race against the clock in Deadlock Escape Shanghai lockup.
Creating local TV that matters to your community. Shaw TV, your local voice.
We've just heard screams come out of Deadlock's haunted asylum room. Who knows what types of spirits are in there, but it's all a part of the game. Speaking of spirits, that is the name of a hit song by Canadian indie folk group, the Strumbellas. They were recently in town for a show while promoting their newest album, and we caught up with them at Soundcheck. Their hit song Spirits has taken the airwaves by storm, #1 on the Canadian alternative radio charts for weeks on end. Joining me right now is John and Dave from, of course, the Strumbellas. They're here tonight to play in Saskatoon at TCU Place. John, let's start with you. How does it feel to be back in Saskatoon?
Feels great. It's always been like a really good city for us. We played here I think way back in 2012 or 2013, so ages ago. All the shows have been really great. It's a really fun city, so we're super happy to be here.
Some pretty good fans that come out to your shows?
Definitely. A lot of singing along, which is probably the highest compliment you can ever really do, and it's just great to see people sing along. It's very cool.
Talking about singing along, every time I walk down the street, I am seeing someone singing your song, Spirits. So how does that make you feel, Dave, when, you know, you've been a band for 8 years, you've worked together, following your passion, and now you can't even turn the corner without seeing someone sing or talk about your song, Spirits?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, it feels like, you know, the hard work's paying off. You know, in the States, you know, they're just, and in Europe, they're just sort of hearing about us for the first time. So they're getting a kind of an overnight success vibe. But you know, in Canada, of course, people have known us for a long time. So it's one of these overnight success, 10 years in the making kind of things. And but in Canada, you know, people have been with us for a long time, so that's lovely.
Let's talk about Spirits, the meaning behind it. I mean, I love the melodies, I love the hymn aspect to it, but for some people it might be on a more sad, depressing type note. Is that the message behind it?
Not really. I mean, I think there's like sad themes in it for sure, but it's really a song, I think, about really hope ultimately, and kind of like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and sort of getting through all your struggles. So probably maybe the highest compliment is when people sing along or get like so connected to your song that they feel the need to write to us or something. And that's happened quite a few times in the last couple of months. Is like people write in and say, I'm, you know, suffering this, you know, this terrible tragedy in my life, but this song really helped me. And that's honestly probably one of the greatest things to hear as a musician, is to have someone tell you, this song made a huge impact in my life. We're thrilled. We read all the messages. It's really great.
And your newest album is also called Hope. You're here on tour. You're here in Saskatoon to promote that. What can listeners experience? What's the feel of that album?
Definitely like a little, like I think we turned the knob a little bit towards more poppy kind of sounds. Like at the time we were listening to like a lot of like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry and stuff like that, and that really kind of got into some of the songs. So it's like more of a wall of sound kind of approach than our other songs. Like there's synthesizers, there's just like a lot of big kind of chorus drops. So just like a common bit of a departure from other two records, but not too much.
And Dave, for you, what was the most fun working on this new album, Hope?
Well, John mentioned that we added a bunch of synthesizers, which we'd never done before, and I learned how to use them. They're very, you know, so I was the piano player in the band, and now I have a bunch of new fun gear. It's kind of more like operating a spaceship than playing a musical instrument, so that's fun for me.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Has it been a bit of a whirlwind for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're in and out of airports. I was just thinking that Saskatoon actually has one of my favorite views when you approach the airport from the air. It's so like just looking at the land and the big sky and all the little, I don't know if you call them lakes or ponds on the way in. Anyway, yeah, a lot of airports, a lot of driving, you know, but it's great. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been fun.
The prairies are pretty picturesque. I know exactly what you mean. Their newest album, Hope, is available now. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes before your big show.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
It's where you live. Shaw TV, your local voice.
And this one's called Shanghai Lockup.
Come with me, prisoners. Ooh. So, you think that you can cheat at cards against Su Hai-ching in his own casino? I think not. Su Hai-ching sees everything. He has gone to meditate for 1 hour where he will decide if you live or die. Who am I kidding? He kills everyone. Drop the chain. One by one, I'm gonna take you. You come with me, prisoners. Dun, 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 dun. So we can all Do not leave until this lock here is unlocked, okay?
Okay. Perfect.
This here is your timer. I will also give you audio and video clues. If you do not hear a clue, just ask to repeat it and we'll play it again for you.
What do you have? It's a pool cube. What are we gonna do with that? I don't know.
Shine the flashlight on it.
Any clues? Any clues?
I don't think so.
No. What if we need that chain? What if that's what we need the cue stick for? To reach the chain, I think. Maybe?
Okay. Well,
should we try that?
You have long arms.
There you go.
Go for it.
Go for it. Gets his arm bitten off in the process.
Oh, and it's blue on the end.
Oh, it's blue on the end. You are smart. Well done. That must be it. So we attach the blue.
Yellow side. Oh, and yellow on the other side. Awesome.
Okay.
Now what?
Now what? We're never getting out. Just joking. We're doing this. We're doing this. There's got to be something with this chain. There's got to be a reason as to why.
Oh yeah, maybe color coding.
Colors? What about, look, do you see how these like hit the certain words?
Yeah, and they're rubbed off.
Ah,
Okay,
maybe
read
that's
your
it.
word. Better.
So what's your word? Make. Make is your word. Make a human chain. Okay, I guess we're supposed to make a human chain.
Like link arms?
Like link arms? And then what? Oh, and then that opened! Success! We opened something. We opened something. What is it? A remote car, maybe. A remote control for a remote control car, a cube, and a clue. All right, we are gonna still try to get out of this jail somehow. We'll be right back after the break.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
We've broken out of the jail at Deadlock Shanghai lockup, but there's more clues to come, and that's all coming up. But first, here's some new news from the Saskatoon Blades.
One consistent theme on the ice for the Blades in recent seasons is how youthful they've been as a unit. It's a trend that's extending off the ice as well, as the team unveiled 2 new assistant coaches, whom head coach Dean Brockman targeted in part because of how he believes they will interact with the team's young core.
I think, in today's game, with the players the way they are and how they're coming up and playing the game year-round almost these days, I think you got to have those types of guys. I think, you can't find better people than, Ryan Keller and Bryce Thoma.
Former Red Deer assistant Bryce Thoma was brought in after spending 3 seasons as coach and GM of the Weyburn Red Wings of the SJHL. He agrees that handling young players is significantly different than it was a decade or more ago.
Just with technology, how they learn, I guess expectations they have, and to be honest, a little bit of entitlement at times. I think it's just all people skills and communication. You got to have a good relationship with your players, but at the same time, you got to hold them accountable as well.
The team's other new addition on the bench also knows a thing or two about relating to players. His own career on the ice just wrapped up last season in Sweden. Keller, who also played for the Blades from 2001 through 2005, says he has always wanted to get into coaching, and this was the perfect fit.
When everything started getting shuffled around here, I wasn't sure what the situation was, and kind of inquired about, if there was going to be an opening or not, and if there was, I would, like the opportunity to interview for it and see where it goes.
In addition to joining the team at the same time, Keller and Thoma have something else in common. They are both from Saskatoon originally, something that was important to Brockman as he looked to round out his staff.
We want to build this culture from within and to have Saskatoon guys come home to help their, team that they grew up watching. I thought just it was a unique thing, and I think for us to have 2 Saskatoon guys just tells Saskatoon that we care about you.
It is expected that Thoma will work primarily with the defensemen in practice, while Keller will help coach the forwards. Ryan's experience as a Blade should also serve him well in his other role, alumni relations.
Being an alumni and being from Saskatoon, it's, trying to get people, they've been a part of this organization back into it and excited, and, for them to be able to bring their kids and their families back into the building too, so which that'd be a good thing.
The coaching staff will be rounded out by holdovers Jerome Engel and Tim Chevelday, who returned to the team for the 2016-17 season. For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Simon Hyatt.
The clock is counting down. We have made it out of the jail in Deadlock's Shanghai lockup room. We're now going to try out our next clue, I guess, and we see these pool balls over here. Ike, what do you think we're gonna do with that?
I think we gotta get all the pool balls and also these sheets that say some symbols on them.
So that came out with us out of the jail, and we found that on the way here. So everyone spread out, find your pool balls, find your clues, and meet back here. Ready, go.
I got 2.
You got 2? There's 3 in here.
Oh, there's 3.
There's 3 here.
That one,
okay.
This one was there at the beginning, and I had these in order already. I think we have to put these in a certain order. I'm not sure what though. Maybe the clue will help us.
Okay, so the clue says the first set is the lowest one, the second is the same. Now use the one that's just one more, the rest is what remains.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a riddle.
It is, it's quite the riddle. Yes, I agree.
So like these 2 are the lowest?
So we have to add up what's on each card and find out what's the lowest.
Yeah, I think this is the first one because it said the first is the lowest one, and that was already there.
Okay, it says the safe has an 8-digit combo.
The safe has an 8-digit combo.
So we have to open the safe now.
So how do we know the combo though?
But I don't know, that's more than 8 digits though, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
So I don't know if that's quite... Yeah,
what about the combos maybe are just the circles versus the squares? Is that an option? How many
Maybe.
of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's
5.
not
Well,
it.
the stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One less.
7. That's a good idea though.
But even then, some of them are 2-digit numbers, so I don't know if that would work.
Oh, you're right. Oh, maybe
The first. No. Well, it had to do with the order. The order was important. Right?
The order is important, yeah. I don't know why though.
This is the first.
Well, if this is a set, there's 4 sets.
Like, it might not be for this safe because there's a few other safes in here too.
Even if it's an 8-digit number and each of these are 2 digits, like this is going to be 18, 24, so then try 2, 4, 2, 4.
Oh, so like
those
each of these, this is all one number, this is all one number.
Yeah.
So 2, 4, 2, 4.
2, 5, what was this?
What's this one?
26, 30.
31.
5,
No.
30, what is that?
32.
19.
32.
Hey, we cracked the safe.
that.
Was it? Good job, team. High five. Team high five. That was so well done. All right, Shanghai lockup. The fun is still continuing, and we'll be right back after the break.
It's where you live. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Whether or not you make it out of your designated escape room in time, you're sure to take away some great memories from the experience, much like patrons at this year's Craven Country Jamboree, as Lisa Rism explains in our next story.
This is how the morning starts for some at Craven Country Jamboree. Lawn chairs in hand, fans start lining up at 5 a.m. for the gopher run, a popular way to secure good seats.
Sometimes it's terrible. It is. But we persevere and we get in.
Linda Stevens has been attending Craven since its inception in 1983. Her group of 5 make Craven an annual tradition.
We've been doing this with this group at least 5 years now. Our husbands all deceased, and we're the merry widows.
Artists like Eric Church, Alabama, the Zac Brown Band, and Casey Musgraves are the main attraction. A-list stars run the festival about $3.6 million. And the low Canadian dollar has increased the costs.
5 years ago, we would pay no more than $500,000, maybe $750,000 for a headliner, and now it's $1 million, $1.2 million sometimes.
The Jamboree's marketing director says they're committed to keeping ticket prices low. and single day passes have improved revenue.
It's getting more and more expensive, and we really try and keep our ticket prices reasonable so that the fans, can come out and enjoy all 4 days. But it is getting tougher year after year, I have to say.
Included in admission are side attractions. Main Street behind the grandstands has a carnival atmosphere.
We just love the place. It's really fun to be at, and this will be my 3rd year.
Come on, Craven. Look at him sitting up, looking good.
Craven Jamboree remains true to its country roots. There's even a rodeo on the grounds daily, but for many, it's still all about the party.
I don't like country music, honestly. It's for the parties.
Got really drunk last night. It was a good time.
What do you do when you're not watching the big show?
I drink. I drink a lot.
270 security staff work the event to make sure the party doesn't get out of hand. Liquor laws are strongly enforced. 90 RCMP officers are on site and patrol the surrounding highways.
There's a big focus on open drunkenness, open liquor, and any other criminal offenses. That's part of ensuring the public safety, because we have to remember that there's a lot of folks here that aren't consuming alcohol, and they want to enjoy it, and they don't need to be bothered by intoxicated individuals that are past that extreme.
Craven attracts about 21,000 people per day. So far, the majority of early bird tickets have been sold.
We're already booking into 2017. We've got 3 of our headliners are almost confirmed for next year. So it's all year long, and we work on 4 festivals throughout the year, so it's just a constant process.
For Go, I'm Lisa Rism.
All right, well, we have made it to the couch of victory with 2 minutes to spare, guys. How was that? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Woo! Deadlock Escape. Of course, if you want to have fun and use your brains at the same time, of course, with a lot of teamwork. Great job to everyone here. Head to deadlockescape.ca or drop by the location on Hanselman Court. Thank you so much for being a part of today's show to everyone here. We had tons of fun, and we'll see you next time.